A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lusaka, the capital city of Zambia. Today, the 25th of November 2025, a bright but rainy Monday evening here at Billiards Cafe has been an agreement between two of the finest players on the African continent today, together with their management teams, to have part 5 of the money matches between Uganda's Caesar Chandiga and Aiden Joseph. They are racing to 21 for 5,000 US dollars. Welcome to the Advanced Talent Agency Facebook, YouTube, and website where this match is being streamed live. For those who are watching on Facebook as well as YouTube, the information is to equip you with the knowledge on how to subscribe to the platform. After 4 frames, this match will only be left for the website stream. Please visit the website, that is www.atsportslive.com. Log in and subscribe for daily subscription that comes for 1.5 US dollars in a currency of your own choice, that is your home currency. Those of you who are watching in Uganda, you can use mobile money, whether MTN or Airtel. Those of you who are watching from Kenya, from Zambia, from Zimbabwe, from Malawi, from South Africa, from Eswatini, you can pay your money to your official agents that are always advised on our social platforms. You can also use your financial card, your credit card, your ATM card to watch the race between Aiden and Caesar to completion. You are watching only 4 frames for free, and the rest of which shall be streamed only on www.atsportslive.com. In the meantime, it is Aiden 1 and Caesar 1 in a race to 21. The two guys that are racing to 21 for the 5th time, all in a space of just over 1 year. The first one being in Kampala last year at Tickles and Giggles, the village of Chiwatule. That match ended 21-20 with Aiden winning. The second match being organized at Mchana Pub and Grill also last year. That one also ended in a decider 21-20. This time Caesar winning. And yet a third one was organized after the aftermath of the Grand Mchana Open Championship, which also for some reason ended 21-20. And yet the same player Caesar did win against Aiden. Now, when Caesar did travel to South Africa to represent his country, Uganda, in the Howley Cup Championships at the Grand Monte Carlo Hotel in Johannesburg, the two agreed this time to have Caesar not playing in his home country, also not in a neutral ground, but also Aiden to have a chance to have home ground advantage. The rest of 21 for 4,000 US dollars was organized at Flames Pub and Grill, Aiden's home venue. That match ended 21-18, and yet it is Caesar who won the race. There has always been hide and seek between the two players and their management teams, by the way, as well as their 2 sets of fans wanting them to race off, and yet a chance has presented itself. They have been both found participating in a tournament that has been dubbed the Billiards Cafe Double Life competition that was won yesterday, by the way, by Aiden, and yet Aiden on his road to victory did beat Caesar in the 3rd round. That was 9-8. They agreed to race this time to 21 for 5,000 US dollars in consequence for the losing player. And 2 frames have been played. This time again a neutral ground. Aiden 1 and Caesar 1. Welcome to the ATA platform. My name to take you through this match in commentary is Peter Chobe. By the way, the other bit of news, which is the best news of the day today, is that there has been a curtain raising match. This time it has been myself on table racing with money at stake against the Zimbabwean media man Francis Mkweke of Qpixels Photography. Today he has learned why a chicken does take water and yet it doesn't urinate. He has been badly beaten, walloped, exhausted, humiliated, ashamed. He has been beaten so badly. He did ask for a rematch from me. The request to him was that yes, but not now. He should wait for the Mchana Open after the event. Then I can think alongside my manager whether we can rematch him. Otherwise, the news is that I have beaten Francis Mkweke extremely badly, devastatingly, and horribly. He has been so beaten, and well ashamed here in Zimbabwe. That one is an announcement, and it is done. Back to the official action on the table. Also, special thanks to the video director of the ATA, Enoch Bamwine, the guy that is giving you all of the pictures as you're seeing and directing the audio, the producer of this entire production of images that are coming to you, courtesy of the Advanced Talent Agency. And he says hi to you. The Scorpion, as Caesar is so fondly known by his fans. He finds himself taking on Aiden with a point to prove. For the time I have seen him, Caesar, he has been normally at his little best when he has a score to settle. And I want to think that he has a score to settle. If he doesn't win this match, I want to think that his stay, his visit of his second home, that is Zambia, this time around, will not have ended in success at all. Yes, he did participate in a 16-man comp where he was beaten in the second round. He was also taken down in both of his lives in the official comp that did bring him from home, the Billiards Cafe Double Elimination Comp. His first round was taken by Zambia's Royd Kabwe. Second round was taken by the guy he's facing, Aiden Joseph. His only chance to try and redeem his visit of Zambia this time around is by beating Aiden. But those of you who are following and watching the Billiards Cafe Double Elimination competition, Aiden was at his maximum best. I always like to see matches between Caesar and Aiden when Aiden is playing as a ghost, the ghost that we have come to not torment the African continent from South Africa to Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, up to present day for the last 10 years and still going strong. Here he is, playing the blues. Going for a kill. Two of the players you can never ever get tired of watching. Both play offensive pool. They entertain, but in a slightly different way. Some of the things they do on the table are exactly the same, some not exactly the same at all. Caesar, most of the time emphasizing his playing style on being lethal. And of course, very gifted technically as well tactically. Most of the time he's playing the simplest possible option on the table, and most of the time playing it accurately. Why Aiden is never shy of trying out things that most of the players would never ever think of playing, most especially when he is in trouble. It is how he's getting himself to the black, which he will be rolling to the corner pocket now on the bottom right of your screen. and misses. Be entertained, Africa. Ensure that you watch this match to completion. Where would you rather be? If you are a lover of pool and then this match goes to be played to completion and then you watch only the first 4 frames. This is Caesar potting black again against Aiden. The match is promising to be exciting as the word exciting itself. It is Caesar 2 and Aiden 2. Rest to 21, it is a marathon, not a sprint. A lot of pool still has to be played this evening. By the way, Aiden has decided to extend his ticket. This match was supposed to have been played about 3 hours ago. It should have been getting concluded by now. Aiden requested for a little bit more time. Remember, he had a flight back to South Africa at 1900 hours. He decided to extend his ticket to tomorrow morning such that he can play when he feels a little more fresh. It has always been neck to neck between these two guys, but also neck to neck between the fans of these two guys. The guys that call themselves Team Aiden and those that call themselves Team the Scorpion. I don't think Aiden will be taking it lightly that in terms of online presence, Caesar has, for the last 2 years, and I like to say with due respect to Aiden, Caesar has a little bit taken over in terms of online presence. Of course, he plays in a lot more championships, locally and internationally, and has garnered a respectable number of fans home and abroad, with a lot of achievements on the table. Of course, not coming anywhere near Aiden in terms of achievements, but for the last 3 years, he has had a very good account of himself, the guy from the northern part of Uganda, taking on the guy from Johannesburg in South Africa. A big, massive CV throughout his career, Aiden Joseph. Second ever player to win and successfully defend the All-Africa Pool Championships, becoming African champion 2 years in a row. As Caesar, by the way, fouls, Aiden did win the African Championships in 2022 as well as 2023. Has also won a number of competitions in South Africa. Has been national champion a number of times in black ball and 8 ball and hay ball and 9 ball. Very versatile player. Has also played hay ball when it was called Chinese 8 ball, but it didn't come off successfully. In fact, he did advise on one of our social media platforms that it is not advisable for any African to play hay ball. And then Caesar said, no, you lost hope so quick. I will go for it and try what comes out of it. And since then, Caesar has played hay ball to becoming Joy Hay Ball ambassador, always sponsored by Joy Hay Ball franchise to participate in the calendar events of the Joy. I want to mean the Joy calendar. The two of them did represent at the African Hay Ball Championships in Morocco earlier this year, as well as the Ultimate Pool Championships in the same country. And in that event, Aiden was slightly outperformed by Caesar, who was one of few players from the sub-Saharan region to reach the prize bracket, reaching the round of last 32 and walking away with only $1,500 in a tournament in which he beat one of the world's best ultimate pool players in Jordan Shepherd. For now, it is Aiden 3 and Caesar 2. We are at Billiards Cafe. This match, for those who are in Lusaka, can have the venue accessed for a very small fee to watch top quality pool. And Aiden with his textbook image deciding to use the internet every time he is not on table. Every time his opponent is the one on table. Once again, for those of you who are watching on the Facebook and YouTube streaming platforms of the Advanced Talent Agency, this stream is going off and will only be on the ATA website, which you can access by visiting on Google www.atasportslive.com. Once again, www.atasportslive.com. Log in and subscribe for only $1.5 to watch the rest of the match to completion. Caesar racing to 21 with Aiden for $5,000 here at Billiards Cafe Lusaka. Once again, www.atasportslive.com. See you on the ATA platform. It is 3-2 South Africa's Aiden Joseph leading against Uganda's Caesar Chandiga in a race to 21. Only an eighth of this match has been played so far. Long races, I like to call them marathons, not sprints. The first time that they did face off, I do remember Caesar taking a big lead, leading for most of the match up to the last frame, which was taken by Aiden. In fact, before the last 6 frames, Caesar at one time led 21-16, and Aiden won the last 5 games in a row, meaning the last 5 frames in a row, including the last 4, which the first 4 which he won by single visit clearances. And those 4 frames are some of the best pull I have ever seen from one person under a lot of pressure in my lifetime. Those 4 frames. And then the race to 21 that happened at first in Nairobi. Do remember that when Aiden made a tour of Uganda, he played the many matches and won all of the Ugandan players. The one who gave him the hardest fight was Caesar. The only match that ended by decider 21-20. Caesar decided to follow Aiden up to Nairobi, neighboring Uganda to the east. They did rematch at Mchana Pub and Grill. The match that was won by Caesar this time around 21-20. In that one, Aiden also led 21-17. Caesar had to win the last 4 frames all in a row. I do remember the Kenyan pool enthusiast Jim Kosh turning tables around and staking the half of Caesar's side of $4,000. And what a party it was in Nairobi on that day. The whole of the Kenyan pool fraternity deciding to go with Caesar for whatever reason. They were not neutral at all. And then after the Grand Mchana Open Championship, which happened a few months later in the year, that was last year 2023, there was agreement for the 2 players to do it again for $4,000, again racing to 21, also ending 21-20. Also Caesar coming from behind. I do remember that at one time it was 19-12. Seemed as though it was done and dusted, as if Aiden was home and dry. And then Caesar started winning frame after frame after frame after frame, taking the match to a decider. I do remember Caesar winning the lag. So he was the one to break frame number 41 when it was at 20-20. And then a dry break it was. And then Aiden failed to finish. Then Caesar took up the frame. He did bank that black to the corner pocket. And then I saw a wild celebration of a cheerful Kenyan and Ugandan crowd. The match in which Pilani Mazambane did shout on the top of his voice. He's already at the venue. He has not started his comics. I know as the match grows older, maybe he's reserving some of his energy. He will chant the name of Aiden Joseph the entire race. I even imagine where he does get all of the energy. He's at the venue. And in the third race at Flames Pub and Grill in Johannesburg, that one went neck to neck to neck to neck. But I remember Aiden leading 17-15. And then Caesar won 6 of the next 7 games, and Aiden won only 1. That one ended 21-18 with Caesar winning. It has caused a lot of social media frenzy between Caesar's and Aiden's fans. Ever since then, Caesar's fans claiming that Caesar is Africa #1. And while, by the way, the official Africa #1 is, guess who, if I'm not mistaken? Tanzania's Amadeus, because the AAPA ranks Africa's best in terms of only the AAPA championship. Of course, it is a ranking format which has its own shortcomings. For the fans, most of them, it is either over these two. That is what most of the fans believe. And they are so divided on who of them is on top of the other at the moment. I've just been informing you of the recent performances between themselves, but the very last did happen only 2 days ago, right at this venue on this table. 9-8, Aiden taking down Caesar. And boy, oh boy, he did celebrate. Look at this white ball from the Scorpion. My goodness. It just lacked a little bit of power, but the skill was pretty okay. And I think Caesar will be okay with cutting that black ball to the center pocket now on the left. And somehow he misses. There has been talk of other money matches, but they can't get any bigger than this one. And there was Ishmael and Blessings match that was won by Blessings after the comp. Of course, it was too late for some of us to continue streaming. Tournament that ended at 3 a.m. actually ended today. There is promise of Jerry versus Kelvin. Jerry's management and Jerry himself are ready to have that one today, or will I say tonight after this one. It will depend on the availability of Kelvin and his management. But what doesn't depend on any management is this one, because Caesar and Aiden are already on, and now Aiden is leading 4-2. Now the other South African, Ishmael Mtetwa, does join Pilani to start the music frenzy. The isiZulu and Ndebele music frenzy supporting Aiden. It's starting to look a little bit promising for Aiden. Starting to look a little bit unpromising for Caesar. Not that any of these players is playing any bad, but Aiden's level for now is slightly top notch in comparison to Caesar. He's riding on the form of winning the comp to try and take down Caesar in a money match for the first time in 4 attempts. There is only one player who has better head-to-head performance statistics in money matches against Caesar, and that is Jerry. And yet Aiden has better performance against Jerry, and yet Caesar has better performance against Aiden. That is the music of pool, the music of sport. Sometimes you never understand what sport really is. I'll repeat it. Jerry has better head-to-head statistics on Caesar. Aiden has better head-to-head statistics on Jerry, and yet Caesar has better head-to-head statistics on Aiden. And I'm saying that is pole for you. Match number 5. Same race, this time a very neutral country, Zambia, that is somewhere in between Uganda and South Africa, the homes of Aiden and Caesar, respectively. Seems Aiden not to be happy with himself. Of course, the moment he's cued, maybe he knew it that the white ball was going further than he intended it to go. His choice of a recovery shot is a beautiful one as well. How quick he thinks out situations sometimes and plays them most of the time to perfection. By the way, thank you for supporting the ATA by subscribing to watch this match. Most of the monies for which you are subscribing to view, besides the 5,000 US dollars that one of these players may stand to win, the other will stand to lose it definitely. But there is a good percentage of your subscription monies that will be shared between Aiden and Caesar. That is why we are having the match for a pay. That is what it means, sportsmen being paid for their own talent. Caesar now going for frame number 3. In about at least two frames, he has come short. Frames, he normally wins. Like that one. I'll call it a poor start from Caesar, this one. And of all the times they faced off against each other, this one is the single time that Aiden seems to be taking a relatively big lead from the onset of the match. Aiden, by the way, is one guy who doesn't believe any single minute that Caesar is better than him. He just wonders how this young Ugandan man keeps beating him. He just wonders why. And most of the time that they've been facing off, Caesar has been choosing to have just that one match. Aiden simply wants to have more and more and more. But Caesar has of course always been guided by his management to choose when and where to play. Whichever the discussion the two are having, that's the time to have the umpire involved. Maybe Caesar is complaining about something. I have no idea. Those of you who are watching, Caesar is demanding a camera review of the situation. And as the ATA was reviewing the situation, Aiden considered the foul. Personally, I didn't see it. Maybe Aiden knew that it was a foul, maybe he wasn't sure but decided to let go. It is one of these situations. But I also know Caesar to be a top sportsman in terms of his behavior on the table. He demanded a camera review of the previous shot by Aiden. Maybe he thought Aiden had double stroked or something. Then Aiden considered that you can take your free shot which Caesar did. That is how he finds himself up against the black. That is how he wins frame number 7. Caesar 3 and Aiden 4. We shall try to get you that shot and then replay it for you to have our own judgment. I have to confess, personally, I didn't see a foul, but I'm not the player, neither am I the umpire. I'm just a commentator. As the match progresses, the ATA video crew, our director Enoch Bamwine, will try to get us the clip of that shot, just for your own information, for your own judgment. I'm still thinking about it. One thing I know about Caesar, and you are listening from a guy that has seen his career grow from grass to grace, he will never ever claim for a foul he hasn't seen. Maybe the fact that Aiden did concede that foul, maybe he felt it somehow, or he may not have felt it. Maybe he may not have done it, but then he decided to let go, just to let himself be calm and not psychologically affected at all. And of course, since then, Caesar did win the 7th frame, and he has followed up with an 8th frame that has done come with a single visit clearance to have level scores, as it has always and always and always been between Caesar and Aiden. After 8 frames, it is 4-4 between the giants of African pool today. That is a scratch by Aiden. I actually didn't know that Caesar had as many fans as he did at the venue today. Of course, I know he's a very well supported guy. He has a very special fan in the arena, which I'll be telling you about if I have the guts to. But I can also see the guy that he came with from Uganda in 2020 to join Sharks Pool Club, that is Dennis Ongom, who decided to make Zambia his home. He has never returned to Uganda since then. Yes, he has even started a family here. Other Ugandans who have represented the Uganda national team before: Geoffrey Setumba at the venue, and as well Bukenya Uthman at the venue. Geoffrey Setumba is the guy that is known as Fire. And of course, a number of South African players watching this match. at the venue. Those who have decided not to desert Aiden have been Ishmael and Pilani Nkosi Mazambani. And of course, a few members of the South African community living in Zambia are here to cheer on Aiden, as much as a few members of the Ugandan community living in Zambia who are here to cheer on Caesar. The Ghost 4, the Scorpion 4. Caesar gets sometimes in these long races and starts playing alone. Aiden, even being Aiden, must be wary of that. That while Aiden, by the way, in my opinion, is Africa's greatest player because of the number of accolades he has been winning for himself, Caesar could very easily be Africa's best battle player, best long racer today. And how he has turned from grass to grace, from pot to down, to now lead before even the interval. The Scorpion 5, the Ghost 4. Someone I want to speak to, Doc Mukondo, calls himself the president of what, sir?
Aristocratic team.
Aristocratic team, an association in Zimbabwe.
Yes, from Zimbabwe.
You're a big man.
Yes.
Who of these two players do you fancy to win this match?
Caesar, 80%. Was he has got less mistakes, and also his composure. But Aiden, I think, is a fast player. He needs to be tactical for him to win the match.
But you saw what Aiden did yesterday in the tournament. How Mzama was beating everybody and Aiden beat him twice.
Yesterday was playing above average players.
All right.
Now he's playing elite player.
All right.
So everything will change. The pressure, the energy,
all right.
Everything will change. So I'm fancying Caesar to win this match.
Thank you. That is Doc Mukondo. He's, by the way, the guy that is providing on all our WhatsApp platforms the information, the updates from yesterday's tournament, now today's battle. Thank you for loving the sport.
You're always welcome, my guy.
And thank you for bringing all those boys to Zimbabwe.
Nice.
Good time. Person in the pool fraternity, Tesfa. Just something about the tournament and something about this ongoing match.
Thank you very much, Peter, and thank you for bringing Arta here. Well, the tournament, I think, was very, very successful. You know, I'm sure the viewers actually enjoyed themselves. Lusaka is a very beautiful place. For those of you that have never been here, we're inviting you right now. So whenever you're here, please just get in touch. Whenever we have games, we welcome you with open arms. Right now, we're witnessing a battle between Aiden Joseph, the winner of our tournament, the Billiards Classic, the 2024 edition, battling it out against Chandiga Caesar, being referred to as the ambassador. Caesar is quite popular in Zambia. You know, he stayed here for quite some time and made some friends. Yeah, so the battle looks quite evenly poised. Of course, right now it's Caesar leading. Aden was up 4-2 at some point. So these battles can actually go either way. You know, these are games that whoever is not breaking well is likely to lose, and whoever is getting lucky in inverted commas with the breaks, as well as with play. Sometimes I think you need a bit of luck here and there. Like that mistake from Aden, that will definitely cost him. You know, that of course means that Caesar here will obviously get a 2-game advantage, which has not happened in this match. Yeah, of course, we look forward to a mouth-watering match. Of course, after this, we expect some more battles. Of course, we'll get updates as we progress. Peter is here with us, and of course, Peter is an all-weather reporter and journalist for us, for pool. So he's of course, Peter has been doing this for a while, and Peter, we thank you for coming to Lusaka and for giving us his game.
Always home. Now, just something about Caesar, because he was here for the better part of 2 years between 2020 and 22.
Yeah.
And you being one of the big leaders of the sport in Zambia.
Yes.
Just something about him, because now he was for all that time under you.
Yeah. You know
His
what?
personality especially.
Exactly. Pete, Caesar has got a very exceptional personality. Of course, of course, we cannot talk much about his game. We know that he's a star. He has risen from a point where initially, I think when he came in 2019 first, if I'm not mistaken. He played the Billiards Classic. I think that was the first edition of Billiards Classic, where I think they were brought here by manager Hans.
Yes.
Together with Joker and eventual champion Ibra. Yeah, but of course Caesar didn't do well in that event. Of course, I was informed then that he had just started playing. But of course, seeing how he was playing then and seeing how he's playing now, obviously you can tell that something is going right in his life, and it is not just the support that he gets from the fans, from the sponsors, and of course from Uganda. No, I don't think it's that. I think it's more to do with the behavior as well. How he carries himself. The respect that he has for people, his opponents, as well as the sport itself. I think that has contributed to his success. And of course, I would like to commend everyone that is behind Caesar right now. They've obviously adopted a champion, not only on the table but also off the table, and that is very encouraging, really. Of course, in the tournament, we didn't have that many incidents, but the few incidents that we had, I think, have been sorted out, and obviously none of them involved Caesar, of course, as expected, because I think Caesar is in good hands, and of course, who wouldn't want to be involved with such a talent and such a great character?
I really get you. Now, lastly, as a leader of African Pool, what does the Aiden brand mean to us, the African Pool fraternity?
The Aiden brand, the ghost, as he's referred to, the hyena. You know what? Every time I see Aiden, I know he's up to no good. So this brand, I think to us, it represents success for Africa. It represents the complete package, in the sport. Yeah, and of course, I think it's because of Aiden and a few other players like Wetsi Morake and Joker, Buffalo, and them. These old timers, in inverted commas, that I think brands like Scorpion and was it Money Made for Ibra, Kelvin Fikoti, yes, Maluva, and them. Yes, I think it's because of these big brands that now we are actually seeing. Yes, we're seeing these brands now coming up. So of course it's a privilege, to be born in this generation of the Adens and the Caesars.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
we feel so lucky and privileged to be the guys who are watching their talents
live in living color, right? But of course, if you're watching on ETA, you're as good as watching live.
Exactly. Thank you very much. That is Tesfa. He was the tournament director of the successfully concluded event that happened for 3 days. We'll be now looking forward to one of the Aiden fans later. But for now, we have concluded the first quarter of the fifth match between Caesar and Aiden. I like to say most of the time that I divide these 21 trade races into 4 quarters. Then I determine the performance of the players depending. Weighing on each quarter. I like to say that the first quarter has been won by Caesar, who did come from 4-2 down and then won it 6-4. Quarter number 2, what I've loved about these players is that they are deciding not to have timeout. Of course, Both of them are pretty good long racers. They can sustain. They can withhold it. They can play for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, remaining shooting at the same level. At this time yesterday, Aiden was involved in a big comp, race after race after race after race to 9. Seemingly a frame that could be won by Aiden after that foul by Caesar. Frame number 11, as frame number 1 was in the first of the first quarter, now in the first of the second quarter of this race. Aiden is up against the black, but moved the white ball a little bit too far for his liking. He could go for the center pocket of the yellow or corner pocket diagonally to the top left, or goes for the center. From that kind of range, Aiden can never ever miss and pulls one back. It is Aiden 5 and Caesar 6. I just want to speak to one of the better players of Africa, who when Aiden starts playing, he does become a fan. Hi, you can introduce yourself.
Hi guys, hi everyone in SA, hi everyone in Africa, hi to everyone who's watching. This is Pila Mazambane, the Mazambane himself.
You've watched 3 matches, 2 in Nairobi, 1 in Johannesburg, when Aiden was surprisingly beaten by Caesar 3 times. Where do you think this match is going?
Always, man. Always I'm with Aiden, man. You know, win or lose, I'm always with him, and I always believe that he's going to win. So every lose for me, it becomes a surprise, obviously. But he is human at the end of the day. But it doesn't change the fact that he's a ghost, and he is the GOAT in Africa.
What makes you love Aiden so much, even when he's playing against a fellow South African? You never shy away from supporting him against your fellow guy. When he was playing against Mandy, when he was playing against Ish, when he was playing against Mzamo, you supported him as if he was playing against a non-SA player. Why do you love him so much?
When I started knowing Aiden, I never knew that that kind of a skin color would have so much talent, you know. So when I met him, when I played against him, that's when I realized that this guy is gifted, you know. You cannot shy away from this, and
yes,
I was inspired in how he plays the game and how he's so brilliant in it, and no fear, nothing. And he's just a humble soul. If you look at him from the closest places, when you get to know Aiden like closely, you understand how humble a human being he is.
Yeah. Thank you for loving the guy, and I wish you good luck, you and Aiden, in this match. That is Pila Mazambane. Came close. Abale, congratulations on that performance in Holy Cup. You were 3rd over 100 players. That was great.
Thanks, man. You know, when I was in South Africa, I made sure that I'm standing, you know, I'm standing tall for my flag and everything.
I get it.
But then it's okay, you know, every player goes through a rough patch, and I believe that it is one of those rainy days for me, but I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. That is Pila Mazambane. Those are the words I can talk to him when I'm with him, but when I'm speaking to you and he's not around, now that he has gone, I will tell you that he is a better cheerleader of Aiden than a player himself. But don't tell him that I have said that. You have just witnessed Caesar increasing his lead to 2 again. After 12 frames, it is 7-5. The Scorpion regaining the lead again. The turning point of the score which we have on table right now was that claim by Caesar that Aiden had fouled. Once again, dear pool lovers, be reminded on a very serious note that there has been a curtain raiser for this match, which I refused to stream, but I insisted that I will be giving you the scores. If the result has gone the way, if the result goes the way it went, I have defeated Zimbabwean media man Francis Mukwekwe in a curtain raiser. He has been beaten so badly, he will never dare to play with me again. Yes. As Caesar continues in an attempt to grab Aiden as a bull by the horns. For the so many matches that I have seen Caesar play, especially long races, there comes a time when he is playing alone. That is the time he uses to win most of the races, if not all. Then he can win 8-9 in a row, and before you remember it as an opponent, he's having a big lead which becomes too difficult for you to make a comeback against. Of course, it is about the first to the agreed number, which today is 21. And the one word that the fans of Caesar are chanting round Billiards Cafe is "Come on, Caesar." And Caesar comes on. Caesar 8, Aiden 7. From where I'm watching the images of the Advanced Talent Agency, they are looking crystal clear. I do hope that even where you're watching, they are as good as where I am watching. Every time you find it difficult consuming too much data, always go to the settings of your video, the icon that pops up on the bottom right of your screen, and select the lowest possible video resolution that is provided. That normally is 360, which today is even lower, but equally impressive in visuals as usual. For the last 3, 4, 5 frames, every time Aiden has been missing a shot, Caesar's fans have been celebrating as if Caesar has potted black. It is the level at which Caesar has been playing today. Without a shadow of a doubt, for the pool both of these players have played before today, Aiden has been a better player than Caesar. Be it in the 16-man comp that was organized last Thursday, be it in the first life of the main comp, the Billiards Cafe Double Life comp, be it in their second life. Of course, the comp was won by Aiden. In my opinion, if I were to bet right before the match, I would have staked the money which I beat Francis with on Aiden. But one reason that Caesar never stops amazing is he is normally at his maximum best when he has a score to settle. Of course, he has a score to settle today. The fact that his stay, his tour of Zambia, his visit of Zambia that did happen on Tuesday last week with the Uganda Airlines flight from Entebbe will come to nothing if he loses this match. A match that is still so closely poised, could go either way. 3-game lead is a very small lead, most especially when your opponent is Aiden. That has seemingly been a total snooker by Caesar. That is the other side of Caesar, which most of the times you never see, unless you force him to play technical pool and tactical pool against you as an opponent. Even Aiden being Aiden with a very big ability to find the angles from the cushions seems to be a bit perturbed with this snooker by the Scorpion. There is agreement between the players and the umpire that Aiden is totally snookered and will be trying to find his blue off the cushion. Maybe the jaw of the center pocket finds the blue, at least gets a chance not to foul. We are at Billiards Cafe, the central city of Lusaka in Zambia. For me personally, I will be returning home tomorrow evening. Aiden tomorrow morning. Caesar Thursday afternoon. Must find a way of winning this frame, Aiden. Of course, he is more than able. His only problem ball is that blue ball now to the near that center pocket on the top of your screen. If you can pot it, of course, that pocket has been a little bit of a problem ball. That corner pocket, a problem pocket, will I say? And again, it is a problem pocket. But Aiden being Aiden, he played a little bit of a safety in the same motion. He hasn't allowed Caesar enough sight of those two yellows, call them 3, near that corner pocket now on the top left. Because what Caesar needs now is to pot a ball. Not a very successful attempt, that one. His attempt was to play white ball off the cushion and also get to snooker Aiden, something that did not get pulled off, something that is giving Aiden a chance to win frame number 14. White ball did not move leftwards enough for Aiden. Of course, he has that blue ball to put to the center pocket now on the top of the table. White ball bouncing off the cushion on the left, with the top spin on the white, then coming towards the midpoint of the table where he can have a good access to pot even the second blue. And yet, for whatever reason, he's starting to inside with the second blue, which I thought Ordinarily he would play first, but Aiden is not an ordinary player. Now up with one blue. No doubt should be potting this one. Not a very easy shot, but this one is also not a very easy player. Look at the way he controls the white ball. Accurate with a capital A. Aiden versus the black ball to the corner pocket now on the bottom. The top left of your screen. It is Aiden 6 and Caesar 8. And who else is getting as entertained as myself? Not so many bigger matches in African pool than this one. Not so many times do they get to race to such a long race as 21 like this one, with 5,000 US dollars this time round for the winner, and a chance for them to make some money from the ATS streaming facility. Lose or win. Came so close to being a scratch on the break, but then Aiden gets to put a blue instead on the same break. And a frame like this one, he will clearly be going for apple. Cool to go for the blues. Cool to go for the yellows. Either way, he is in a pole position to win this frame by apple. And the level of play that Caesar is exhibiting at the moment, Aiden has to display all of the qualities that saw him nicknamed the Ghost to take down the Scorpion today. Or will I say tonight? Just to remind you, he was given that name by Ishmael, his international teammate, but not in a very good way. Ishmael was African champion in 2014. He defeated Aiden in that final, a very young Aiden. And when Aiden himself became a mature player by 2016, Ishmael and Aiden were playing so many races, sometimes daily, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly. And almost all of them were named by Ishmael, who is a very good hustler. He wrote on his Facebook page that I will never play Aiden again. That guy is a ghost. Since then, Aiden has become known as a ghost. And the ghost is now up on the last blue. He seems not so sure that he can see the ball in entirety. From my camera angle, it seems he can see it wholesomely. Maybe his worry is how the white ball will be moving for him to get a good one for the black. Maybe just play top spin, white ball being played against the black to open it up, try and put it to the center pocket, which he does. And gets a round of applause from the fans in the stands who did pay to watch him. Here they get the value of their pay. As Aiden sinks the black for the 7th time in this match and gets a very deserving Fanta from his number one fan in the crowd, that is Pila Mazambani. Aiden 7 and Caesar 8. Once again, it is a race to 21. Caesar needs a big break. He needs to win this frame. He needs not to let Aiden equalize again. He gets to put at least a ball on the break. He will definitely be going for the yellows here. Never in 1,000 times will the top player be going for the Blues? And they are 6 on table, the Yellows. 2 of them are entangled in between the 3 Blues. It would there be some kind of hard work and good work if we were to make a clearance of this frame. He's dressed Caesar today in that t-shirt of joy. Remember, he is the ambassador of Joy Haibo franchise in Africa. One of 2 ambassadors, the other being South Africa's Jason Theron. An ambassadorial role that, of course, that did come partly because of the huge numbers that he normally garners when his streams come on the internet. Of course, also because of his ability, potentially budding talent, and his very well-grounded and well-nurtured personality, which is such a joy to have of a player who is such a star. He's getting somehow away because there is a will. Remember the saying, where there is a will, there is a way. He has sight of the last yellow now. And our good camera angle of the Advanced Talent Agency is showing us exactly how. Has to be cautious with the white ball for the black. If he puts that yellow ball to the center pocket, white ball bounces off the cushion, moving the entire length of the table to an area which is pretty much accurate. This one will be one of the better apples of this match, should Caesar find a way of putting that black ball to the corner pocket now on the bottom left, which he will no doubt do. Caesar versus the black to re-extend his lead to 2. It is 9 for Caesar now and 7 for Aiden after 16 frames. Once again, the fifth match between Caesar and Aiden continues here at Billiards Cafe, Lusaka, Zambia. A match in which Caesar, just a little bit surprisingly, is leading in this match. And I'm not saying a little bit surprisingly because of his ability, because there is no doubt about his ability. But I'm saying because of the recent form involving Caesar, especially in the tournament that was won by Aiden, in a tournament which Caesar was taken down by Aiden, and also compared to other performances of Caesar in the same tournament and the comp that happened before at the same venue. Caesar now on 2 yellows. Maybe he wants to put them both of them to the same pocket. Maybe no, one of them to the corner pocket, another to the center pocket. Now on the right of your screen, seems as though there is enough space between that yellow, and this angle shows us that yes, space between the blue and the jaw of the center pocket for Caesar to pass his yellow, and uses the white ball to guide the black ball near that center pocket now on the bottom of your screen, which he will be rolling successfully and of course beautifully. As white is safe, Caesar extends his lead to 4. After 18 frames, it is Caesar 11 and Aiden 7. And the South African delegation watching this match at a venue are a little bit out of sorts, and understandably so, because they have seen this before and they have seen how it has ended before. The one time that Aiden has successfully done a comeback in a big race against Caesar was the first time that the two were facing off at Tickles and Giggles in Kampala early last year. Now late this year, about 19 months later, ever since these guys faced off for the first time, we are seeing Aiden again going 4 frames down, a match in which he led 4-2. Since then, Aiden has won only 3, and Caesar has won 9 of the next 12 frames. A few fans at the venue from Tanzania. There are Zims and Zimbabweans and South Africans and of course Ugandans. Truly an international match, especially starting from the composition of fans at the venue. Even Aiden, being Aiden, sometimes knows that he needs to go a little bit slow and cautious, play a little bit safe. And Caesar go for the center pocket. Gets to pot a ball. In the same shot, getting white ball to try and pot this one of his would-be dead yellows to that corner pocket now on the top left, which he pots. Look at how he's trying to change the game around, because now he has accurate white ball for the next yellow to the center pocket on the top of your screen. Maybe putting both of those yellows near that center pocket to the same pocket in the center. But also not forgetting that he will need white ball to roll that yellow ball, which is frozen against the cushion, to that corner pocket on the top left. Deciding now to start with a relatively difficult ball. Use this to pull the white backwards. Look at that. And playing so well, and yet looking so serious, meaning business, meaning the money. For this match, while there is $5,000 at stake, I know that Aiden is the one who needs the win the baddest, because of the 3 times in a row that Caesar has beaten him in money matches. While Caesar will be interested in continuing his run on Aiden, he will be mostly interested in the money and securing his tour of Zambia. Now Caesar against the black, which he puts. What a run! What a clearance! What a frame! Ladies and gentlemen, what a scorpion! Amazing, amazing, amazing. Caesar 12 and Aiden 7. I like to say that Caesar normally in these long races gets a time in the match that he seems to be playing alone. And while I believe, because of his achievements, that Aiden is the greatest player that Africa has ever had, for the last 30 minutes, he has been a scorpion. Sorry, he has been a spectator of a match in which he is involved as a player. And I'm saying that with due respect to him. A chance comes for Aiden. He surely has to win this one. It is frame number 20. Aiden will have to be mindful of 2 of those blues. Look at that corner pocket now on the right of your screen. The one that is so close to the pocket near the top. Also the one that is right in front of Caesar's yellow. Is he going for bank shot? Is he going for combination? Goes for the bank and gets it right. Good shooting. The ghost. And wears a very tough face after playing a very tough shot. Aiden aiming for a clearance here to put blue, white ball, opening up the second blue, which he does successfully, like he has always done so many times in the past. One of the better clearances this one is for Aiden in this match. Top players, that's what they do. One moment a frame is very bad, the next moment the frame is very good and very finishable. In just one visit over the table, Aiden produces magic like he has always and always and always up against the black. For the 8th time after 20 frames, it is Aiden 8 and Caesar 12. All right, welcome back, Africa, to the match that every time it happens, the entire African pool fraternity catches a cold. A match that is being played at Billiards Cafe in Lusaka, Zambia. A match that is a fifth between two players that today are two of the best that the continent of Africa has to offer, and yet in the eyes of many, they are the best two. Uganda's Caesar Chandiga is again leading 12-8 against South Africa's Aiden Joseph in a race to 21 for $5,000. Welcome again aboard to the Advanced Talent Agency platform. The best version of Caesar is the Caesar in a long race with a score to settle. That is exactly the situation at hand. He is one player who, for whatever reason, has gotten the past two times, the first three races they have had in money matches, has got Aiden's number. Just knows when to call him. And those are the fans chewing whatever they are chewing at the venue, but enjoying the sport. You need to have a sharp cut of that yellow ball to the corner pocket now on the bottom left. White ball moving around 2 or 3 cushions, getting himself one. White ball for one of the would-be last yellows. It will be the one near that corner pocket now on the top of your screen. You will have now to bounce the white ball off the cushion. The roll of that ball. Look at how this guy controls the white ball, using Aiden's yellow as support, putting the white ball in a position he would still have fancied had he gotten a chance to put it by bare hand. That is the level of accuracy in that shot. Now a little bit of difficulty is the existence of Aiden's blue, and Caesar simply avoids any contact between the cue ball and the blue, to the effect now that now he has that black ball around the middle of the table, which he'll be putting to the corner pocket on the top right of your screen. Now top left in this angle, which he puts by break and finish. Those are the fans being enjoyed by Caesar's clearance, who increases his lead to 5. Caesar 13, Aiden 8. Sorry, it was a reverse dish. A red apple. Aiden breaking and Caesar finishing. In the meantime, Gift Tembo is our umpire. Yes, an umpire of the Zambian Pool Union. These two players have kept their umpire with not too much work to do because they are so sportsman, so professional. The only time that they made him busy was when Caesar claimed that Aiden had fouled in trying to play the last ball before the black ball in the 7th frame when Aiden led 4-2. Since then, it has been Caesar all the way. In fact, since that situation, Caesar has won 11 while Aiden has won 4. And yet Aiden again misses. If you did watch the match between Aiden and Mandy yesterday, Aiden is playing exactly at that level and he is living dangerously. The guy that is missing balls against to this level is, by official statistics in terms of number of money matches won, Africa's best battle player. And yet in terms of official international tournaments won, Aiden is Africa's best tournament player. And Caesar scratches. Part of the preparation for Aiden for this match was change of haircut. and looks smart. Haircut and beard. The only person in the arena with the exact same haircut and same exact beard is Ishmael Mteto, who is supporting Aiden, but is very unhappy. And at one time I want the ATA cameras angles to pull him for you. Seated alongside Pila Mazambani, just holding each other, consoling themselves, hoping that Aiden will make a comeback and make them happy tonight. Aiden now on 4 yellows, which on a normal day will never ever fail to finish, which are now 3. All of them finishable. These ones will normally put at very high speed. One yellow to the center pocket, another yellow to the other center pocket, and then black ball to the center pocket on the bottom. That will be Aiden's route to victory. Now, black like this one, even a weak player like Francis Mukwekwe can pot. Aiden 9 and Caesar 8. Amongst the fans watching at the arena, I'm seeing the arrival of Zambia's best female player. She's called Juju and her nickname is the man. Like she plays like a man, maybe that's what they are trying to insinuate. She did win the ladies event of the Queen's Sports Club Double Elimination Championship in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe last year. Hopefully she will be making it to the Grand Mchana Open. Actually, I'll be talking to the organizers, the leaders in Zambia here, to ensure that she does make it to that competition. Of course, Caesar will be heading to the Grand Mchana, playing in the singles and also playing in the team event. He will be representing Team ATA, while Aiden is choosing instead to play in another tournament on the same weekend, that is in Cape Town. Maybe it is good strategic thinking from Aiden, trying to avoid that one. I don't think he's avoiding it because he fears any of the players that will be involved, but also sometimes you have to think a little bit strategically because all of Africa's best players will be gathered in Nairobi, so he will have the whole of Cape Town for himself, Aiden. And the last time he did play a big comp in Cape Town, he did win it. It was a double F competition. He took positions number 1 and 2. Was just saying that on that day, Aiden did win himself positions number 1 and 2. So I think he really fancies Cape Town. But I don't think he nowadays fancies playing long races against Caesar so much, because this Scorpion is on the verge of winning a 14th for himself, a match that he is clearly running away with. And Aiden must be very cautious of each and every miss he may get in this game, because Caesar is here to mean business and only business for himself, for his management team, the ATA, for his home country, Uganda, for his fans team, the Scorpion. Here he is now, up against just the black ball, the easiest black ball. Though it is near the blue, there is space, and he sinks it in quite clearly and quite easily, and regains a 5-game cushion on Aiden. Caesar 14 and Aiden 9. I just want to speak to one of the members of the crowd. He just introduced himself as a Ugandan living in Zambia, and he just finds himself coming to this match, maybe national interest at heart. Hi, sir. Introduce yourself, your name, and what you're doing in Zambia.
I'm Kayemba, I'm a businessman in Zambia. Yeah, so we are very lucky to witness this kind of talent. Honestly, Uganda, we are golden to have Caesar as a Ugandan, and we are lucky to have him. In fact, what I can say, as a government of Uganda, we should really appreciate the pool table fraternity, because they have really raised our flag and we are really proud. Thank you so much.
So where do you see this match going? Who is winning? Of course, Caesar is leading, you're Ugandan, but genuinely predict the score.
Yeah, what I can predict, I can see this game finishing 21-16. Caesar 21, Aiden 16. But you know, as his name, the ghost, anything can happen. But
so
we are.
Still have that one.
Yeah, we still have that worry because a ghost is a ghost. But as a Scorpion, Caesar, let's go with the Caesar. I predict Caesar to win 21-16.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. You can have your seat. That is called Abdallah. I just had to talk with him because he is a Ugandan living in Zambia. I also hope to find one of the members in the fans group, a South African living in Zambia. When I do, we shall get him to the commentary booth. For now, Caesar misses a shot. For now, Aiden gets a chance to once again pull one back for Caesar, needing 7 frames while Aiden needs 11 out of the next 10. No, sorry, out of the next 17. Aiden knows that he starts to live dangerously if he doesn't start making a comeback now. And the way Caesar is playing so far, Aiden has to be at his maximum best for him to even stand a chance of taking down the Scorpion. That shot had that intention of opening up that pocket by playing that yellow ball away. Good enough for Aiden. He potted and is still the guy queuing. Today he has just found himself missing balls sometimes very unexpectedly, like that one. Advantageous enough for him. He seems to have gotten Caesar snookered. Seems the umpire agrees. Caesar will try to find the yellow off the cushion. He just plays that yellow ball into a little bit more space, leaving the white ball near the cushion, just to try and make it difficult for Aiden to finish the frame, let alone pot a ball. He pots a ball. That one came so close to him potting the white ball. His intention was to open up that corner pocket now on the top right where he's standing. He's shaking his head. Some of the times when he feels in trouble, that's when you get to see the best of him. Is he opening up the pocket again? Once again, he has come short. And the way situation is turning out, Caesar may be returning into business. Aiden has one more chance not only to pot, but also use the white ball and maybe the black ball to open up the second blue to the corner pocket adjacent. Look at that one. That is why he is called the ghost. I never saw that coming. And it made it look so simple and so effortless. This frame for Caesar is as good as gone. But for Aiden, it is as good as pulling one back. My goodness. Why did you be so elaborative, Aiden? Why play risky shots against a player of Caesar's level? Why surprise your fans with stuff you're supposed to do so ordinarily and yet miss them in a match of this magnitude? Aiden in this situation is as guilty as charged. Go slow, ensure that you pot a ball. Don't give chance to your opponent because your opponent is a lethal opponent. Frame number 24 is seemingly being won now by Caesar to increase his lead to 6 for the first time in this match as he makes a roll of that black ball to the corner pocket. Caesar 15 and Aiden 9. That is why it is a situation that is very worrying in the entirety of Gauteng, Johannesburg, where Aiden is coming from Rodenport to Killarney, to Melrose Arc, to Randburg, to Rosebank, to Santon, all of them having a situation of worry, but also a situation of promise in Kampala and Gulu and Arua, as Aiden scratches again on the break. That is the chant of the fans shouting out Caesar's name. Of course, be reminded that Caesar shares a very special position in the hearts of the Zambian pool fraternity. He was the best player in the Zambian pool league, maybe not the pool league, but the entirety of the Zambian pool community between 2020 to 22, when he did play with Sharks Pool Club. He won a total of 26 pool comps in Zambia, weekly comps, at the same consistency as he has been winning in Uganda when he did return from the Zambian pool league. Has also won a number of money matches. I've lost count against all of Uganda's top players: Kasozi, Computer, Mansour twice, Ibrahim Kayanja, Ibrahim Sejemba thrice, Hazard, amongst others. Then against South African players like Pilani, like Tami, amongst others, Tanzanian players like Abdallah Hussein, Innocent Sami, also amongst others. Has also won many matches in Kenya. Of course, only accepting the Kenyans, also only accepting the challenges, Caesar having granted some head starts to them. But most importantly, he's trying to take down Aiden Joseph, the guy that is so popularly known on the continent as Africa's best players, especially considering the number of tournaments he's been winning in the last 5 years. He's trying to take down the Ghost for the 4th time out of 5 attempts. Aiden gets a chance after Caesar misses the ball here. He's come short so many frames, Aiden. Some of the stuff he has been producing in this battle are so unsynonymous of what we have known him to be. Aiden, he must start winning and must start now. And for a neutral fan, you will probably wish that Aiden wins this stream and maybe another to make the scoreline a little bit more respectable, and also to increase your chances of watching this match for longer and longer and longer, most especially for the fact that you are watching it for a pay. At the Grand Mchana Open Championship that is coming up in exactly 12 days from now in Nairobi, Aiden will not be part of the event, so we shall not be a 6th match between themselves. The only match that you may see in Mchana is a rematch of Francis Mukwekwe against myself. Of course, he's the one that lost Francis today. But the one that is winning this frame, number 25, is clearly Aiden. The level at which he has played in this frame is pretty much the Aiden that we know. The consistent one, the true champ, the winner of comp after comp and race after race, the guy that is nicknamed the Ghost, who now wins a 10th out of 25 frames. Aiden 10 and Caesar 15. That is a round of applause from Aiden's fans. are having a very sad situation. Look, as Caesar is shooting, because you know both Pilani and Ishmael are my very good friends. Okay, the director will give us that shot a little bit later. But what he's giving us for now is Aiden once again. And in any long race that I have watched, maybe streamed, maybe done a commentary involving Aiden, this one has had the most number of unforced errors and unexpected misses. The Aiden that is playing tonight is not the ghost. And yet he is playing against the Scorpion pretty much at his level best. Frame number 26 could be as good as gone, most especially from an Aiden perspective. A little bit of big shot needed from Caesar, putting the white ball to maybe to use Aiden's blues as support, which he does so easily. So effortless, makes it quite simpler than it actually is. I like to call those the little details of pull which only top players can pull off. Now has full sights. Yes, he does. Of that one and only yellow ball which we'll want to put to that corner pocket now where he is standing. But has to avoid white ball moving a big distance after bouncing off the black, because he want to put the black ball to the center pocket now on the bottom of your screen, now on the top from this camera angle. After Aiden missing a ball, he's being punished by the Scorpion here, who will never ever miss from this kind of range, not with $5,000 at stake. Caesar increases his lead, regains a 6-game cushion on Aiden. Caesar 16, Aiden 10. And now this is Caesar regaining his full respect of the Zambian crowd. By the way, not only are the Zambian crowd his friends, they are also his in-laws officially. I'll be telling you about that when I get time. Yeah. Aiden now with one of the better breaks he has gotten in this match. Has to be careful while he goes for the yellows, because now to that corner pocket on the bottom right there is a blue ball which is right in front of his yellow. It could cause a problem as he tries to make a clearance, unless he does something about it, which he's doing now, trying to put the yellow off the blue to open up that pocket, which he does. Good thinking and good execution, good brains by Aiden, who has an opportunity now to win an 11th for himself. He did ask the organizers to have the match start 4 hours from the time earlier communicated, for the reason that he needed some more rest, which was understandable, by the way, because he played until 3 a.m. last night as he was winning the Billiards Cafe double elimination competition. Actually, I will say he played up to 3 a.m. this morning and had to endure the cost of extending his air ticket from flying tonight to flying tomorrow morning with South African Airlines to Johannesburg. Has got good white ball for the would be relatively bad yellow over all the three he's having, and gets to port by connection. I'm not so sure of the kind of white ball he's having here, but I think it will do. He has sight of his, yes, this yellow he can see. White ball bouncing off 1 or 2 cushions, actually off 2 cushions, and in perfect position to port the last yellow. He will be drawing the white ball closer off the cushion, top spin actually of the white ball, off the cushion and closer to the black as Pilani Mazambani starts cheering him on like he normally does. Aiden versus the black ball to make it 11 for himself. Yes, he does. 11 for Aiden and 16 for Caesar. I want to have a little discussion with my fellow commentator, Mambo. Normally he's the one asking questions and interviewing. Today you are being interviewed, eh?
Oh yeah, it's so strange to be on the other side.
Yeah, what's your take on the current complexion of the match? So Caesar leading with 5 frames at this level. Personally, I didn't see that coming. I actually thought Aiden was favorite, depending on how he performed in the tournament and compared to how Caesar performed in the same tournament. And Caesar having been beaten by Aiden, what has changed for today?
Well, I think for me, Caesar has had enough rest. He looked like he's the more of the best prepared of the players, and he's actually playing with a free spirit and not making so many errors. If you look at the number of unforced errors, if I may call them, in tennis sense, I think Aiden Joseph has made more of such kind of errors than Caesar. Every time Caesar has been brought on the table, he's been clearing even the frames that you think he's got absolutely no right to get rid of them. He's really done an amazing job. But Aiden, we have not seen anything that I can call extraordinary out of Aiden, because he's one player out of the 27 frames that have been played so far. That's too many a frame that have been played for us not to see anything that we call ghost mode. So for me, I think Aiden is just a little bit out of sorts, if I may put it like that. But Caesar is his usual Caesar, definitely, and he's queuing so very well, making every pot counting. Maybe what more with the motivation of the other family that he has created here in the audience. Could that be another motivation that has spurred Caesar to just be on point in terms of the queuing?
Now, with the assumption, of course, the match is not done, but the way it is flowing, there is a higher likelihood that Caesar could win. Now, what if Aiden loses with the die-hard South African attitude of Aiden and guys like Ishmael? Do you think he will want to ask for a match with Caesar again? Because every time that Caesar has beaten him, in the last few times, he has been asking for another match, and Caesar has not been accepting, but it was because he had a different management. Now he has another management that may accept. Do you think Aiden could ask for that again?
Aiden never backs out. Similarly with Ishmael, if you have seen these players when they go for battles, they will always, every time, even when they are beaten, they will always want to play again. They just never get tired. Even the issue of bringing the tiredness, it's just neither here nor there, because these are players that can stay on the table for the longest of times. I've seen them like the whole day they are on the table, the whole night they are on the table, they wake up in the morning, they are still getting with it on the table. So these are players that are so very much used to playing long races. But sometimes it also depends with the quality of the player who is in front of you. Playing against Caesar, it brings a lot of pressure, because you do not want to miss any shot. Any shot you miss, you are gone. That would affect your level of playing. Even if Aiden could get a humiliation of a defeat here, I still see him challenging for a rematch, unless otherwise he has sorted out everything in terms of him getting back to South Africa and all that kind of thing. But as long as he still has enough time to be around Zambia, I think he'll still go for it in terms of challenging Caesar.
That's a very good one from you. Lastly, as a leader in the African pool fraternity, Mambo, what do the brands of these two guys, the Caesar brand, the Aiden brand, what do they mean to the African pool fraternity?
Wow, these guys have got huge following. You can see maybe Caesar here, he has got a much bigger following because of having domiciled here for a bit of some time, and the locals really love Caesar because of his the way he takes things, easy to go to kind of a person, and you easily interact with him. He was a darling of the Zambian fans, even when he was here. Even when he would play our very own players,
Yes,
we would have a mixed situation.
He was playing against Nkole.
Yeah.
And the Zambian fans were divided. Some supporting Nkole, some supporting Caesar. That's a little bit strange.
He's just a lovable boy. I think for me, the way he carries himself and all that kind of thing, he's really got that beautiful persona that really attracts people to be around him. Nothing offensive you can find about him. When he's happy, you'd see the joy in him. Even when he's not happy, he's really not show it. So he's one player that a lot of Zambians have really loved to get along with, and they can relate with him so very well. As for Aiden Joseph, he is a ghost. For him, most he has built a very big fan base here. More so that when he has come here for the upper games, he has been dominant, winning everything in front. Wow, what a roll there for that sinking of the cue ball by Aiden. But talking about Aiden, the dominance that he has had on the local scene, every time, he's never lost a tournament that has been played in Zambia. Every time he has come to Zambia to play for a tournament, he sweeps everything.
And sometimes double life taking positions
sometimes,
number 1 and 2.
And sometimes he has taken 1 and 2. So from that, I think that's where most of the Zambian players have learned how to play the game of pool in terms of going for a finish every time they get on the table. Because I can tell you for sure that a couple of years back, the way the Zambian players used to play the game, you'd really have to wait the whole day for a race to 21 to get to a conclusion.
I can understand if it is Mafia and Victor. I can understand when it's in a race and that one, when can it end really?
And they would even call it, I know now the Ugandans at some point, the Zimbabweans, they would even call it Zambian pool. Like when they...
yes, they do fight as Zambian pool back in Uganda.
Yeah, but now I think we have got players who are lethal on the table. Kelvin can difficulty.
Even Victor has become more offensive-minded.
Definitely, even big
Roy
can put.
has gotten that character.
Mopia can. We have got the young Sango.
One player whose best days I miss when he was that player is Soldier.
I know that's the name you were going to mention.
Yeah.
What should I call it, a waste of talent already? Really a waste of talent. That boy is massive. Was massive, I should say. He, I don't know if he had continued at that trajectory this time around. I think he would have been untouchable.
I understand we are losing his talent to addiction or something.
Yeah, substance abuse and all that kind of thing. But it's very tricky. 2, 3, 4 people have tried to nurture him, bring him back to the game, but it just hasn't been so easy. Hopefully one time or another he can come to a realization before it's too late and get back to the game. Just hoping.
Now, lastly, which Zambians are going to make it to Mchana? You could probably have the information.
Well, I know a couple of players that play for Eagles. Kelvin Nkandu, Chileshe Muganga, Moses Mofia, you have got in Sangubanda. I think from these, I know they will definitely make it to Mchana. So for me, I can safely confirm 4 players
Just
are
do
most
me one
likely.
favor. I can see in the crowd Juju.
Juju the man.
Just for me, just do it for me. Ensure that at least there is one participant in the female category.
Well, probably Juju the man could be one of those players that I can make it. I'm hoping that she can make it. She's been dominant on the local scene in terms of the women pool sport. But I'm positive. I think her sponsors are doing pretty well. She's more at her top spin, playing for a big team called what's the name of the team now? Kafupi.
Okay.
One of the big teams that we have around, where Adebayo plays,
Alright.
where Nkole plays,
Alright.
Ishmael plays for Kafupi as well.
Ishmael plays in the Zambian league.
Yeah,
Oh.
Dogji plays for Kafupi. You've got Sandy Olise who plays for Kafupi. It's a star-studded team, and they are yet to lose. And Juju plays for that same team as well.
I hope one day I'll be around when they are playing a league match.
Oh yeah,
locally.
they are a very good team, and though in the finals they were beaten by Eagles, the team where Mofia plays, Kelvin Nkandu, Chileshe Muranga, Nsangu Banda, as well as the two young...
Nsangu, the young guy.
Nsangu, the young boy. He's lethal, that boy.
Yes,
I don't know, I think the nerves just got the better of him when they just ended tournament here, the Billiards Classic Open. But
his best days ahead of him, no doubt.
Definitely, he's got the very best of days ahead of him, and he's definitely one to watch. I think time and again you have seen a few clips that have been posted of him making what would call some impossible shots.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, definitely. He's a talented young lad. I like the way he's coming up, the discipline part of it,
yes,
and just the way grounded. He's relating with the elders of the game and trying to learn from them. So for me, that's one part I like about the boy, because I know the way his character was when we started bringing him to the Pooh fraternity. He has massively changed. He's one of those boys that I so respect, and he respects the game.
Yes, that is the ever insightful, ever knowledgeable, ever reachable Mambo. Thank you for the work you are doing for our sport here in Zambia and all across the borders, all across the continent. You are a very respected guy. I hope you know that.
Thank you so very much.
Actually, someone told me that you are about to become a leader of the Zambian Pool Union one of these days.
Well, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Now when someone says that, you know what they mean. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. That means the bridge shall be crossed anyway. Thank you. Back to the game. As we were having that interview with the Mambo, Caesar won frame number 29. And now frame number 30 is seemingly being taken down by Aiden, who will, without a shadow of a doubt, be putting this black ball to the corner pocket now on the bottom left, and wins a 13th, but only out of 30. Aiden needs 8, while Caesar needs 4 of the remaining 13 games. Big likelihood that Caesar is winning this race. And the facial expression of Aiden tells it all. When you pot black, but you know that things are not exactly going your way. There is one guy that I cannot leave this place without talking to, but I'm sorry. Most of the reachable people are Caesar supporters in this match. As media man, I'm supposed to be balanced, bringing Caesar fans as well as Aiden fans. I've gotten only one fan of Aiden, but I've met the guy at the venue who was Caesar's first team captain when he played in the Ugandan Pool League. Welcome to the commentary booth, Dennis Ongom.
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you everyone watching online. Thanks for supporting ATH. Thanks for supporting Caesar, man. As you can see, we are taking his home. Caesar Longo, direct.
Now, just tell me about your stay here, your game. You participated in the comp. You're not playing exactly as you did perform when you're playing in the Ugandan Pool League. You are so close to joining the Uganda national pool team. Then you came here. When are we seeing the proper Dennis back to full form?
For now, it's for now maybe I'm still settling with the family.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm looking.
But they tell them the news. Tell them.
Yeah, but
the Luo community has been extended to Zambia.
Direct. We are extending it. We are still having one more. And one is on the way. We are doing work.
You are not a joking subject. No, that is Dennis. The guy did marry someone from Zambia. Of course, he's living and playing pool here. He's Ugandan, and very, very, very close friend with Caesar. They hail from the same village and then moved to Kampala together and then moved to Zambia together. Then Caesar decided to leave Zambia, go back home. Dennis stayed home. He has just informed me. I knew that he has gotten himself a daughter this year, and how on earth another one is on the way. These laws, they are something else. Now frame number 30 is back. I'm not so sure Caesar did achieve exactly what he intended. His only ray of hope is that yellow ball that is near the white ball can be portable to that corner pocket. There is some space between it and the blues, but cannot port it now. Needs support first. The other yellow ball to the corner pocket, but white ball is almost touching Aiden's blue. Very difficult situation in which to try and even attempt to port a ball. But now this is Caesar. Every time you think you've seen the best of him, he just allows you to see something else, something extra, something else. I can just imagine what will be happening across social media between fans of Caesar and fans of Aiden, who are the most on the continent, by the way. For now, frame number 31. The last quarter of this match starts as the first three have ended. Caesar 18, as fans chant his name. Aiden 13. Caesar needs 3 while Aiden needs 8 out of 10 now. And the only when Aiden knows how to comfort himself when his opponent is queuing on table is what exactly he's doing now, simply using the applications on his phone. And yet frame number 31. After that break, Caesar did pot a blue, but has now failed to close the table, leaves an open table, and it seems like Aiden will try to finish the frame now, playing the yellows. Remember, when the table is open, as a player they can use blue to pot yellow, can also use yellow to pot blue. They will have closed the table, playing the color of balls that they have potted. Well, Aiden has played blue and has potted yellow. He has closed the table, he's playing yellows. Here we go. Aiden seems a little bit uncertain. The one and only yellow ball he can put clearly is the one that is easiest on the table, and yet it is normally an insurance ball. A ball like that one he gets to put it and pulls the white ball, throwing it backwards for the next. His only problem now, Aiden, is the fact that the black ball is pretty much dead, touching Caesar's blue. This is where you see some magic from the Ghost at this stage of frames. Be reminded that Aiden's angle of white is to open up the black ball as well as putting that yellow ball to the corner pocket on the bottom right of your screen. He actually decides to give himself only sight of the black ball, which will be trying to put it by banking it by double to the center pocket, where he's placing his hands right now on the bottom. There is the black, and it is a miss. Another unfortunate miss. And the Caesar just plays that one shot, which allows him most likely at least another visit of the table, most definitely with 2 visits, most definitely with a free shot and a visit, as long as Aiden misses the black. Yes, he misses the black. Yes, he fouls. Yes, he gives Caesar 2 visits. Yes, Caesar is on the verge of making it 19, on the verge of needing only 2 out of 8. Just natural angle for the white ball, moving towards now the left end of the table to see perfectly the last blue, which will be playing around the black to put both blue and black to the same corner pocket now on the bottom right of your screen. Even the simplest shots, which even Francis Mukweko can put, the fans are celebrating them as though they are difficult, but only enjoy that the Scorpion is about to take down the Ghost. Caesar 19 and Aiden 13. It is frame number 34. Meaning it is 8 frames to go, including this one of the 8. Caesar needs 2, while Aiden needs 7. Just think about it. Of course, Aiden has ever made a comeback, winning the last 5 against Caesar. It was 20-16. Caesar did lead against Aiden did lead against Caesar in Kampala, the very first time that these two guys faced off in a race, a match that was won by Aiden, and it was the very first time that I have ever seen Caesar shed a tear. He was so inconsolable that night, deciding to follow Aiden up to Nairobi in Kenya, across the eastern border, and beating him there. Also, a race ending 21-20. This one is a redemption fight from Caesar. Trying to beat Aiden to take the money to save his trip to Zambia. But maybe not taking lightly some of the comments on himself from lots of social media platforms regarding how Aiden did win yesterday's Billiards Cafe Double Elimination Double Life tournament, a tournament where Caesar did not get anywhere near to the prize money, a tournament that Aiden did beat Caesar himself in the third round, 9-8. But now this one is not a tournament, it is a money match, it is a long race, it is Caesar's hunting ground. White ball bouncing off, maybe 2 cushions, moving towards the side of the table where he has his yellow. How does he play so confidently, so daringly, so beautifully, but so ruthlessly? I think a backspin will do. He's not so sure about the kind of white ball he's given himself. White ball bouncing off the cushion and moving towards the top end of the table. Just the left of that area where he's having his hand. I think he will be good to go. He does it even better. And everybody is simply enjoying the show. Caesar 20, Aiden 14. Aiden must win 7 frames in a row or else surrender $5,000 US. The very bad thing with these battles, long races, you win a big tournament as big as Aiden did win yesterday, and some of the credit you got from winning that tournament disappears in thin air, because you could be beaten by one of the players in this tournament, making it look as if you were even lucky. Not lucky at all. Aiden is a very great player, he is, but in this money match he has come a little bit short and a little bit shy. This is the situation at hand. He has gotten a dry break, and Caesar is nominating the Blues to try and make a clearance that will end this race, that will take down Aiden once and for all, which will be a 4th time in a money match, in a long race, in a row, in 3 different countries. And Caesar misses. His fans seem to be unconcerned about his miss of that ball, because they probably know, according to the level at which he's playing in this match so far, that the 1 frame that he's needing will come at any time T. 7 frames to go. Aiden needs them all as South Africa starts to mourn and Uganda starts to celebrate, as Johannesburg starts to worry, as Kampala plans to rejoice, as Cape Town feels the heat, as Gulu feels and enjoys the same heat, as Caesar glides and entertains and pots and makes the fans happy. Zambians, Zimbabweans, Ugandans, Tanzanians at the venue, and South Africans alike. Only one member of the fans group is having a very sad face, and that is Pila Mazambani. Even Caesar being Caesar, this one is quite tricky. What he needs probably is, now he has to put his only insurance ball on the table and gets himself snookered. That was a little bit complacent. He played a little shot that he wanted to remove away that yellow ball, which ends up touching the white ball, such that he could have proper sight over the blue, which he will try to put to that corner pocket where Aiden has his yellow, because there is space between the jaw of that corner pocket and the yellow itself, like you can see from this camera angle of the ATA. Caesar will nonetheless try to find that blue off the cushion, and he finds it. But a big advantage, Aiden. And if you were Aiden as a player, of course a top player, he has done such comebacks before. By the way, this match is not yet done, including against Caesar. That day he won 5 in a row, and Caesar was right in front of his fans at his own home in Kampala. I want to beg your pardon. Caesar actually fouled. From the camera angle I was having, it seemed as though he had played his ball first, and after that free shot, Aiden will most definitely be finding a way to finish this frame, to get himself at least onto 15, try and win this frame, try and fight for another, try and win a third in a row, try and put Caesar under pressure. And before he could know, he could have a chance to fight. If he can go to 15, 16, 17, Caesar will be playing under some pressure because Aiden coming from behind against Caesar is something that has ever happened before. This one to keep the South African fans hopeful, to retain a little bit of hope in Mpumalanga, and Aiden puts black prematurely. Victory belongs to Caesar. Victory belongs to Uganda. For the 4th time in 5 matches, Caesar defeats Aiden. And for $5,000 US as pot, finally Aiden 14 and Caesar 21.
How was it for you from the beginning up to the end?
I started kind of poorly, but thank God in the middle of the game my game changed a bit. Then I was also having a good break, though I had an advantage of having a good break and he was having a bad break, so I think that's what helped me a lot to win the game.
What do you make of the huge scoreline that you have gotten over Aden this time around? Because many a times that you have played him, the difference was so minimal. Most of the times, actually, just one frame was separating you guys. What exactly did you put in place to prepare for this match against Aden? Because it's been a little bit of a while since you last played him.